Welcome back, everyone, to the Graveyard Shift, where two idiots talk horror. I'm your host, Hayden, and I'm here with my co-host, Graham.
Today we are talking. Okay, so today is the 20th anniversary of Half-Life 2. You've never played Half-Life 2.
No, I've never played Half-Life 2.
Do you know anything about Half-Life?
The game in general, no, but from what I've seen, from what you've shown me, it's the same as Gmod.
Well, Half-Life is the same engine as Gmod.
Yeah, but which came first, Gmod or Half-Life?
Half-Life.
Okay, so I don't know anything about that shit. I don't know anything. All I know is that when you showed me and I heard the noises, like, that's Gmod. Like, that instinctively clicks. I was like, oh, great, I'm going back to 2012 when we started doing YouTube.
Oh yeah, no. So I'm gonna give a brief description of Half-Life. That way, no one's really all that confused.
Also, before we start that, I'm going to apologize for the last video on the mic quality because we got new mics.
Yeah.
We got two new body mics. We tried them out last time. Apparently, we put them in the wrong spots. Technically, on our shirts, you're supposed to have a certain length away from your mouth, and we had it like right up on our throat because we didn't know where to put them. Again, we're idiots. But I did some research. I also asked some coworkers who do podcasts, and they gave us some tips. Hopefully this is actually sounding a lot better.
And based on our test, it does.
Yeah, it does sound a lot better. Hey, I don't have to do much editing now.
Good.
All I have to do is put a reverb so that way there's no echo.
Yeah, he does all the editing.
Yeah, I do all the editing. I do all the graphics. I do all the channel work and the social media.
I said I would take over Instagram, and you have yet let me do that.
Wow.
And I do the description for the videos.
When I did this Instagram, I did it in the morning. I did the post in the morning.
Okay.
Have you done the Night Before Christmas one, or did I do the Night Before Christmas?
You did the Nightmare Before Christmas one because you didn't even let me do anything.
Because you took too long.
Okay, I had the description written out and I kind of deleted it.
Yeah, you did.
But anyway, so I'm gonna give a brief overview because I obviously know more about this game.
Oh, yeah, you know more than I do.
So, in the original Half-Life, which came out in 1997, and that is technically a horror game.
I'm still going to go back to what we did in the last video. We just scoot back just a little bit. I don't want to risk it, so continue.
So Half-Life is technically a horror game.
Yeah.
Not Half-Life 2. I'm talking about the original Half-Life.
Okay.
You play as Gordon Freeman, who is a worker in Black Mesa. And he goes into a chess table and basically causes this resonance cascade. And that opens up a doorway between our world and another world called Zen.
Okay.
So he, long story short, fights his way through Black Mesa and goes into a portal and goes into Zen and kills a creature called an Nyanth, which was keeping the portal open.
Okay.
After that, he gets captured by this person called the G-Man, and Black Mesa is destroyed, and the game ends.
Okay.
So we pick up 20 years later, after a alien force known as the Combine have enslaved the human race. They've turned off reproductive rights. I'm trying to think here too on how I actually want to describe this. So there was a war, and I'm using quotes for anyone who can't see, and it lasted for 7 hours. So that's how powerful the Combine are. Then Gordon wakes up, and he fights his way into City 17 and escapes City 17. He goes to a place called Black Mesa East, and that's kind of what I want to start talking about. So I showed you some clips.
Yes.
Or some gameplay.
Yeah, you sent me to them, and then you showed me the one that you played when I was over.
Yeah. So I showed you kind of Black Mesa East, and that's kind of what I want to start picking up. So there's a chapter in Half-Life 2 that is called We Don't Go To Ravenholm. So before we really start, what were your thoughts on that chapter?
I feel like I was back in Gmod playing a map, to be honest.
It's a good chapter.
It was an interesting chapter. It didn't really and this is my personal opinion, it didn't really strike me as horror or terrifying.
No,
But I could see like being like the time that it came out
yeah,
and
the
everything
time it came out, and
and playing at that time, yes, I could see it being a horror, but I'm so phased by other shit, it's not.
I mean, the stuff we've watched, yes, it really isn't horror, but like the imagery that has like there's a scene where a zombie
I
is on fire and is just coming towards you.
Oh yeah. Have you ever played the okay, I'm just spinning off of this, but have you when we played Gamimg, have you ever played any of the horror maps?
I think I've played a few. I know I've watched a lot of Mark Powell play them.
Okay, if you watch one of the groups I watched when I was uh back in like 2012 when I started out, Vanos Gaming, they did horror maps on Gmod.
I think I've seen some of them.
Yeah. If that I'm just saying if that level had like a darker setting on it, like lighting wise,
Hmm.
or like you only had to use a flashlight to look around, I feel like that would look a lot more terrifying than what it was.
Yeah,
Because it was just, I think it was just the lighting. The lighting never, it wasn't
and
balanced.
the Ravenholm map on
The
Gmod.
Raven.
Okay.
I feel like if it was a little bit darker setting, probably like say, oh wow, this is actually pretty good.
But I think when I say whole, it does a lot of imagery inside this map
Yeah.
or inside this chapter. Like I said, you have a scene where there's a zombie coming towards you and it's on fire and you can see its skin getting all crisp.
Hmm.
I mean, that's pretty generic for zombie stuff.
Yeah. It's like an alien too. Kill it with fire.
Yeah.
I can see why you like it.
And actually, the main enemies, the head crabs, are probably mostly inspired by
Face huggers.
facehuggers.
I can see it.
I don't know if that's true or not, so I don't quote me on that.
But yeah, I still feel like if it had a darker setting, it probably would have
They're not scale
a
you.
little bit scarier and probably remind me of other horror games. But like it just to me,
Yeah,
it just looks like another game. Looks like a random indie game, to be honest.
a random Half-Life 2 is anything but an indie game.
Hey, again, I never played it.
Um, so and one of the things I really do like is the subtle foreshadowing that they do inside the game.
Okay.
Because I mean, so you pass. So in Black Mesa East, you pass through a tunnel, and one of the allies, whose name is Alex, says, "Oh, that's Ravenholm. We don't go there anymore."
Hmm.
And that's just really nice foreshadowing.
All right.
No comments on that. I don't know if you will pay attention when I showed you that.
You did mention it, and I slightly picked up in the video you sent me.
Okay.
It's just that like I didn't really pick it up the first time, but the second time I was like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah. And the chapter is "We don't go to Ravenholm."
Yeah.
So it starts off inside a courtyard.
It was a lot long. Okay, your playthrough was a little bit quicker than the video. The video seemed a little bit longer.
Well, in the video I sent you, it was probably I've played this map
Way too many times.
way too many times. Because one, this is one of the demo maps that they give you,
Yeah.
and two, Half-Life 2 is one of the first games I really ever played. I'm talking
Yeah.
about like real games.
Okay, if we're talking about real games, besides an Atari or Nintendo, which I grew up on, I'd say the full game I ever actually played would probably be Monster Hunter.
I could see that,
I
actually.
love the Monster Hunter series, and I can't wait for the new one, to be honest.
Um, yeah, no, Half-Life 2 was one of the first games I ever played all the way through, besides Minecraft, because I was playing Minecraft before Half-Life. Not by much, there was only a few months difference.
Okay.
So you start off in the courtyard and you see a zombie's legs hanging down and swinging back and forth.
Yeah, that's another thing. So when I watched you play that, you didn't do anything with it but look at it. And then I watched the video that you sent me, and the guy just starts swinging. And I'm like, yeah, I do that too. I probably sit there for an hour just swinging this thing, probably wait for everything to come at me, and I just swing it at them.
Um, and then you kind of go into a room and you see a whole bunch of saw blades.
Yeah.
and
Which
you
I will admit is like the funniest weapon to use with a propulsion cannon.
yeah. So right before this chapter, you get the gun called the gravity gun, and there's achievement inside this game
Yeah.
to play the entire Ravenholm chapter with the gravity gun.
Okay.
Guess who has that?
Yeah.
Yep, proudly, very very proudly. He's making a weird face at me now.
Yeah.
So you go through and you start killing zombies with guns, or if you want to use a gravity gun,
Or
saw
grenade
blades,
or the barrels.
barrels, anything you can
Yeah,
use.
the barrels. Jesus. I'm watching this guy play and I'm watching you play, and you don't even tell me how to do it because you let me play for like a little bit. Don't even tell me how to throw a barrel. I'm trying to throw a barrel. He says, do the trigger to grab it. I'm like, okay. He says, do the trigger. Doesn't tell me which one to throw it. I just hit a random trigger and it blows up in my face.
And you got down to like 2 health points.
Yeah, because you didn't tell me what to do. You just said hit the trigger.
And you don't think that wasn't on purpose?
I think it was on purpose.
Yes, it was.
Like, again, you could have told me
So
like after the third one, I was like, yeah, I think he's doing this to mess with me.
so you find some traps throughout Ravenholm. Mainly the ones that are spinning around, and it's like a makeshift saw thing that
It's
cuts
more of like a makeshift fan blade.
fan blade. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And they cut the zombie in half. That is one of my favorite traps inside this entire game.
I still like the saw blade versus that thing.
Well, I'm talking about like the actual traps, like the fire trap.
Yeah, the fire
the
traps and all that. The
yeah.
fire trap's fun. The fan one's not bad. I just think that the throwing a saw blade does more effect.
Oh yeah, that is one of
Because
my favorite things to use.
watching the video and just seeing a crowd of them coming, he just throws it and like they all cut in half. I'm like, dear Lord.
You would have fun inside this.
You would have fun if I knew about the game or if I actually played it.
Yeah, you would have a lot of fun.
I want to play Gmod, to be honest.
Honestly, doing a episode on Gmod home apps just in general, like we just play 5 of them, and
If we could find some good ones.
yeah. Oh, there's always some good ones.
There's always some good ones.
So you meet Father Gagori. What did you think of him?
Okay, he's a very interesting character. I also don't like how he randomly just disappears and he's like far off ahead and you gotta catch up to him. Like, how the hell did you get there? Like, and to be honest, there's times where I wish I was the character, like you or the guy in the video. Because again, I didn't see you, so that's probably why you sent me the video. So I'm watching, I'm like, if I had that weapon in my hand, I'd grab you out of the window and bring you towards me so that way you would have to.
Unfortunately, you can't do that.
I wish you could, because then you just bring him and have the facehuggers grab him.
You can do that later on when the gun gets upgraded for a little bit. But unfortunately, that's like the final chapter. So it's like way after Ravenholm. And it kills the enemy, it kills the person like instantly.
Oh my god. What is it like? The one from Deadpool and Wolverine, we just rip off the skin.
No, I mean just grab the bodies, and it basically breaks those spines.
Oh,
You don't see it though.
I bet you hear it.
Not really.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not really a graphic game. I mean, of course, if
Really not a graphic game when you have things being cut in half, burning.
Okay, I'm talking about like yes, that's graphic, but like you don't see someone's skin getting pulled off.
It'd be kind of funny to see that.
It probably would be. So you meet some different headcrabs variants inside this game. And the one I want to talk about is inside the section that you first emerge from, and that's the poisonous headcrab. Hate that thing.
I know you told me that. It's the big black one, isn't it?
Yes, with a burning passion.
I know I'm not being racist. That's literally what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a. So head crabs are like these little creatures that attach to your head.
Just picture a face hugger without the tail. It only has 4 legs and a big ass, pretty much.
Yeah, and it doesn't attach to your face; it attaches more to your head, and it like
basically just grabs around your brain.
Yeah, and it turns you to a zombie. It basically infects your brain. and turns you to a zombie. Nothing remains of you.
Yeah.
So you meet these poisonous head crabs, which will drop you down to 1 HP, and you have to be careful. Hate those things. What?
Just remembering the video because I did rewatch it this morning. Where the guy just grabbed a gas tank and just threw it at them, and you didn't do that for your playthrough, and I'm like, Graham.
I didn't do that for the one that when I showed you, but I have done it before.
Okay, I was gonna say like the way you were playing.
Oh, I've
This guy does it better than you.
I've killed those things with rocket launchers. I've killed them with the 3 explosive rails. Like I'll kill those things.
If I knew how to work the gun, I bet you I could pick up a rock and just kill it with it.
Actually, I don't think you find any rocks inside that section. I mean, you could.
I was gonna say grab a rock and just.
Though you find rocks later on in a chapter in the cemetery, I believe.
Yeah, there is a cemetery scene. Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't.
which I will admit that was a big. That one I kind of like. That setting works for the horror map.
Oh yeah. And I want to get to that later because I kind of want to talk about that scene in general. But so you keep going through Ravenholm and you keep going through traps and you keep being followed to glory, and you meet another um head crab variant, which is the fast head crab, the one that comes sprinting at you.
Yeah, the one that looks like it's just muscle.
Yeah, yeah. Not having muscles, just like
It looks like it has like no skin.
yeah, yeah. So you meet that one, and I really like that scene, like because you keep hearing them,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really see them until you get into a building and you kind of start descending some stairs and go into a room,
Mm-hmm.
and you just see one coming full sprint at you.
To be honest, okay. So watching that, especially last night and this morning, I got a flashback to a indie horror game that I remember seeing like Markiplier play.
Okay.
Where he sees a girl at the end of the hall, and she's just charging him. The lights are flickering. She just charges him. She trips and falls down, and then the lights go back to normal, and he starts laughing. To be honest, I was watching that clip where it's spraying. I'm like, is it gonna trip? Is it gonna trip? Dang it, it didn't trip.
I don't know if I know that game that you're talking about.
I have to find it, but I was really hoping that that thing was going to charge at the player and then trip, and then that's just like the comedy relief of that level because that would have been
But
perfect.
there's no comedy relief.
There's no comedy relief, but that would have been perfect.
It would happen, but like I think that's why this level looks so good. Is just because up until this point inside the game, you're starting to kind of feel powerful.
Yeah.
You're starting kind of like you just took down a helicopter in the previous chapter. Well, one of the previous chapters because Black Mesa East is like Tibbins Mon.
Hmm.
And then you go into this Ravenholm section and you lose that power. Just because like you gain it back throughout the chapter.
Yeah.
But like, in the beginning you're kind of overwhelmed by these zombies.
Again, I don't play the game, so I'm going off of your experience.
Yeah. And then I was just literally playing the game.
I know because I called you and I was saying I'm on my way, and I could hear you like the scrolling through the weapons. I'm like, he's playing the game, or he's playing Gmod. No, he's playing the game.
No, I was playing the game. It's its only anniversary, and I'm trying to just enjoy the game. And I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh yeah, the fast zombie coming down the hallway and sprinting towards you.
I wish it tripped. Oh, you have to admit
that would have been good. Yes, no, I will admit that would have been good.
Or just it running at you, and you just take a crowbar and you just smack it, or you just shoot its leg, and it just falls down. Just something, some form of comedy relief would have been perfect.
I mean, granted, if Half-Life was made now, I'm sure if you shoot the limbs. So you've seen a Dead Space remake.
Yeah.
And like if you shoot the limbs, you can start decaying and you can start,
Yeah.
I'm sure if Half-Life was made now, that's probably what would have happened.
But I feel like if I were to play that part again, if I were to actually play it, oh, I hit my mic, sorry. If I were to play it, I'd have the crowbar ready and just smack it if it got close to me. I feel like that would have made me laugh.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you the part that makes me laugh later on.
I think I know which part you're talking about. I want to hear it.
Okay. So you keep going, and then you meet my second least favorite enemy, the head crabs or the poisonous head crab zombie.
Yeah, the one that looks like it's a military suit, right? Is the one that's black and gray?
No,
Oh, that's okay. So it's a different one.
no, you're thinking about zombie.
Oh,
That's
that's what it's called. Okay.
yeah, no. The poisonous head crab one has like 3 or 4 of the poisonous head crabs attached to it, and it just keeps throwing them around at
Okay,
you.
so that one is
Yeah,
okay.
let me show you a picture
I
of
was gonna
those.
say, show me a picture because I'm trying to remember the video.
Um, Unfortunately, I can't show them
Why?
because we're not recording our faces. Unless if we post a picture on the video,
You're just showing me.
I say I can't show them.
Yeah, I know you can't show them. We haven't got to that part yet.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, we're still working on that.
Um,
Also, we need, for some reason, if anybody is like an extreme fan of this, we have noticed, and I've been keeping a close eye on our sub counts.
so
Oh, that one.
yeah, you're thinking of that one, the military suit.
No, it had a black. Oh, hello. Maybe actually. Yeah, it's actually that one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
called a zombie, and it gets introduced inside episode 1.
Yeah, I have been noticing that our sub count has been going up and down lately. Like, it was up to 69 one day, and I was like, wow, we're here. We're getting high. And then it drops down to 30. And I'm like, what's going on? And then we're up to 40. Now we're down to 21. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. So you get introduced to them, and then you're basically inside this big open area, and there's the fast zombies. There's the
Yeah.
head crab zombies, the poisonous head crab zombies. That area is hard. Let me tell you, that area is hard because we have two or three of those poisonous head crab zombies, and those things are a pain in the butt.
Quick question. If I were to walk around and hold a saw and I just have swinging my character side to side, could I cut one of those things?
I'm guessing no, but I've never tried it.
I feel like that's something I would do is just constantly hold on to a saw blade and just go throughout the entire map of just like, come at me, and they're just jumping on it and getting cut.
I mean, again, I'm sure Half-Life 2 was made like in modern times. Probably.
They might have done it, you just haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it. She wants to
I know she does. Again, cat issues.
always.
And here she is. Come to kidnap me again.
So that area is a sucker to get through. I hate that area. And then
You got a lot of dandruff.
yeah, she does. It's fine. Needs a good bath.
What are you trying to do?
Then you get up onto a roof, and like a whole bunch of fast zombies come at you. I don't know if you remember that part right before you get to the church.
A
The
little bit, yeah.
cemetery. Yeah. That area is also hard. But it's funny, the last time I was playing through the game.
Ow.
You okay?
I don't know, she just kicked me in the balls.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Last time I went through that area, I actually dropped down back to the little catwalk thing and went inside the room and just waited for the elevator to come up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Never did that before. And
You need to get a less squeaky chair.
I do need to get a squeaky tail. Well, I got this one for like $10.
That's probably why.
Um,
You need some WD-40 on that.
Probably. I'm trying to think here. I was trying to look up something that I want to mention.
So I do have something I want to mention to you from last night, by the way.
For the podcast, or
We can mention this on the podcast because
Okay.
it does take place per one of our previous. But
okay.
I'll do that after we're done.
So then you meet Father Gregory at the church, and then you go to the cemetery, and so you really like the cemetery scene.
Yes.
So
It gives a more spookier vibe to it.
it does. And it's kind of like the big comedic
Battle
battle.
scene. It's the climax of the battle scene, yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically you escaping Ravenholm. So do you think Father Gregory died? in that scene?
No,
No? Okay. You're right. He didn't die. I'm going to talk about.
there's a few times where I was watching. I was like, did he die or does this? Because the guy does like constantly move around to where like you don't know. I feel like he might have set up some secret tunnels or traps.
He did survive, and I'm going to tell you what happens afterwards, kind of.
Okay.
Maybe not like it didn't really happen, but you escape and you go inside this mine area and you have like all these head crabs around you.
Yeah, I do remember.
Um, the first time I played that one was a pain in the butt too, just because I had no clue where I was going.
It does seem a little bit confusing, like watching this person one, like, how do you know where to go? Because there's like no indication. There's no because sometimes when maps are built for games, they have like a set tunnel vision basically that points you in the direction. Either it's an arrow on the wall, or you like instinctively like, okay, this door's locked. I gotta go this way.
But I think that was kind of the point too. It was meant to be confusing, and it was meant to be like,
Just try to make you lost in a
yeah,
tunnel.
because
I
you
mean,
don't know the other game. Like, what are you? The
because if you look at the how this, if you look at the beginning of the map, you're in the middle of the town. You're on a road, and you have to follow the road
yeah,
basically. That is basic the tunnel vision for a game.
yeah, yeah,
Now, if you look at the cave, it's very more
open,
open, more optional,
yeah,
but you don't know exactly where you're supposed to go.
and I think that was the point.
Unless there's like multiple routes that lead to one spot, then that would be pretty ingenious.
I mean, I've never tried it.
I know there are some horror games that actually have that. Like, there's 3 different paths you can take
Yeah,
to get the
yeah,
same exit.
yeah. Prey does that quite a lot.
I don't know if you were there, but I remember playing a horror game on Gmod, and like we all split up. I don't know if you were there for that one.
No, because whenever we played Gmod together, it was always just you and I because we couldn't get anyone else to
Oh
play
yeah,
with
because
us.
we played prop on. I
Yeah.
think it might have been with Julian or
Okay.
probably with somebody else from the group.
Um, and then you go to my favorite part. You exit the mines and you go to like there's this big ramp. In order to get through the ramp, you have to start a mine cart with a fan type thing
Yeah.
spinning, and you just kind of walk
Yeah,
up.
you just said it and it's coming back. To be honest, if I did that, I'd either be crawling underneath the fan or I'd get killed several times because I'm gonna be running next to
Oh,
it.
there's no. I can't tell you how many times that fan blade killed me. Like
Did you not go off to the side into any of the pits?
I just wouldn't pay attention. I just wouldn't pay attention to what it was.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, granted, this is like back when I was 12,
Fair.
so like that was a completely different gamer back then. So that is my favorite part, and that's kind of the part that I find funny, just because I like watching it go back.
To be honest, I actually rewatched that twice this morning because I was actually kind of watching like because the video shows the guy zooming in on one of them and you see it go past them and they're coming up, it comes back and cuts them in half. I'm like, to be honest, it was funny.
Yeah, yeah. So what part do you think? What part did you think I was gonna find funny?
That one.
Okay, okay.
I was wanting to make sure because I thought it was going to be one of the other ones.
No, and so now I want to talk about just why this level mattered so much for when it came out. I mean, granted, this level did come out in 2004, but you still see a lot of people, talk about this level. I mean, granted, you still see.
I will admit it is mentioned a lot because I do remember Gmod. Like it is mentioned quite a lot. That's because you have the characters in Gmod,
Yeah.
and there is a map similar to it. I do remember it.
So there was actually a expansion
Uh-huh.
that was going to be made, called Return to Ravenholm, and it was going to feature Father Gregory again after the events of
You
Golden.
mean feature?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said future.
Oh, wow! Now I can't speak.
Aha, feature.
So
Feature.
it
Feature.
was going to have Father Gregory in it, and it was going to be after the events of Gordon Freeman, the character that you play,
Yeah.
going through the town. Now, this is all kind of speculation and not really like canon
Okay.
for the game, but Father Gregory was going to be infected, and he had some type of cure for it, and he kept using it on himself.
Okay.
That is really all we know about the game. It was canceled, obviously, because this was back in 2004. But of course, people have made expansions and have those probably thousands of fan theories, fan stories on fan fiction
I could see it.
about this level, just because of how much people loved it. And Fall the Glory is only inside this one scene or one chapter. He's never mentioned again in any of the games by any other character ever. And yet he's arguably one of the most
Recognizable.
recognizable characters besides, the main cast. I mean, because you've probably seen his model inside.
I have, because I'm picturing it in my head. I know what it looks like because I have used his character for. Basically, I like to screw around Gmod. I like to spawn a whole bunch of people and I can just do like random shit to them.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he is arguably one of the most, recognizable characters, and yet he's only in this one chapter inside this, 17 chapter game.
Well, he's probably not a main character, but he is a main like one scene character.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's a very typical, zombie infested town. You have the crazy priest guy who is. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously he's a priest. I didn't really mention that.
Oh, I know he's a priest.
Well, but they didn't probably.
You kept calling him Father McGuire.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they picked up on like, oh, he's a priest.
So, you have this crazy priest guy who is just wielding a shotgun like no big deal, shooting his congregation. Because, that is his congregation, as he says.
Yeah.
I mean, those are his people, You good?
Yeah, I was just checking the time.
Okay.
Some squeaky ass chairs. You really need to put some WD-40 in these or oil them up. Like, well, mine doesn't.
I need to get new ones, like more professional.
Like, go slow. One.
No, I can't even go
Right
slow.
there.
I just need.
It is like a creaking door of somebody trying to sneak into your house.
Maybe we should keep it just because it has atmosphere too.
Yours is more noticeable, to be honest, more annoying. This one is fine because if I lean back, it's not as noticeable. Only if I go in slowly forward. If you can hear that on the mic, it is like freaking. I can feel it. Yours, you just rockets.
I can get new ones.
I can, dude. It's not a problem. Yours, maybe.
Well, I've always wanted to get a new one. So, I'm trying to think of what else I want to say. So, what were your overall thoughts of the chapter? I mean, obviously, you didn't think it was like a horror, more horror based.
Yeah, I still feel like it needed like a darker setting. Not like graphic wise, just visual wise. It needs a darker setting.
I mean, and granted, that could have also been the brightness on the person that you were watching.
Maybe, but
because I mean, brightness was.
But if you look at other horror scenes, like horror movies, everything takes place at like a darker night setting, and it's like,
oh yeah, I mean, like I said, this was made back in 2000.
Yes.
I mean, horror games really weren't the thing. I mean, they were kind of a thing.
They were kind of a thing, but they weren't as popular.
Yeah, yeah, and they weren't as dark.
They weren't. Horror games didn't really pick up till I would, in my opinion, say.
Amnesia came out.
I wasn't going to say Amnesia. I was going to say Slenderman or Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, Amnesia. Amnesia is the one that kickstarted.
Oh, it was?
Oh, yeah.
I figured it would be Slenderman.
I mean, that's how Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, all of them started with Amnesia.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I only knew about their videos. I didn't know like that was like the jump start. That explains why my channel never took off. I started mine literally around the same time Markiplier did, and his channel goes up and mine didn't.
It's because of Amnesia.
Yeah, I didn't know
there was
about
this huge craze about Amnesia, which is why it's one of my favorite genres, and it will still need an episode.
But you know what's also funny? All the indie horror games that they play, I played before their videos even come out. And I've done videos. I did one on the Backrooms before Backrooms even became popular. You know how weird that is?
Nah, that's real.
I even put a video about it before it even became popular. And next thing I know, people are playing. It's like, what just happened? And my channel got swept to the side.
It's also the algorithm
It
of
is the
YouTube.
algorithm on YouTube. It's just
Yeah,
it does
yeah,
not favor
small
small
people.
channels.
Um, no, like really, this was the first general whole map ever created. Like, yes, you
In a
had
way,
in a way, yes, but I'm talking about like graphic wise, first person wise. You had Alone in the Dark, you had um Doom, which I don't know if that's what they consider horror. I'm not entirely sure anymore.
um,
I never played it.
I never played Doom. I have Doom. I just never played it.
Um, but like this was, one of the first maps
Mm.
ever created for, a general horror scene, and it works really well,
I
in my
think
opinion.
I think looking back, the only first horror console game I ever played probably have to be was it Until Daylight or Until Dawn?
Until Dawn is about
The one with the rakes.
Wendigos.
The rakes, but yes, Wendigos. That one.
The
I
actual
think
folklore is Wendigos.
yes. I think that was like my first full console horror game.
Okay,
Well,
interesting.
when you were talking about doing that, and I was like, oh my God, mostly PC games is what I played, like horror
Oh,
wise, but console wise, I think that was my very first one.
well, the very first time I ever played Half Life was on the PC.
Okay.
I mean, it was legitimately the first time I ever played it was on the PC because it came out in the Orange box, which had Half Life One.
Yeah, here I
Oh,
am playing Gmod. You're over here playing the original one.
it had Half Life Two, Half Life Two Episode One and Two, Portal One, and Team Fortress Two. Have you ever even heard of the Orange box?
No.
It's surprising. That's actually surprising.
Dude, again, when I started off my channel, we were in high school. I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to be doing.
Well, not only that, but like just how much you've talked on games.
Yeah, because I've been doing them off of what I've seen, or I
Gotcha.
just go on Steam and I just try to get like the games I can get before anybody else does them.
You know the people who made Steam made this game.
Yeah, you told
Okay.
me that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I did. Um, I mean, but Valve obviously knew what they were doing
Yes.
when they made this. And I think this game still stands really good for modern day standards. I mean, just some improvements that could be made, yes. But I still think, compared to modern day games, I still kind of prefer this.
I'm kind of curious as if they ever were to redo this game or remake it, how the graphic quality would actually change because of how it's not it is pixelated, but there's like a certain term for the way it's pixelated. So if you ever look at 3D animation, um, I think I might have sent you some not YouTube, TikTok videos on this, where you have to add certain faces to if you add certain faces to an object on animations. So let's say I have like this giant square right here, and I drop it. If I add one face, it's just gonna fall flat. If I add two faces, it's gonna fall and like maybe split into two triangles. If you look at these characters that you've from this game, the the faces on everybody is like very limited.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just how it was made at the time.
Yes, I feel like if they added more frames now or faces to it, I feel like it would be much more realistic and much more terrifying. And adding that darker filter, I would actually like to play that.
I mean, I so you don't know a whole lot about Half Life,
No, I don't.
and this is kind of slightly spoilery and kind of slightly off topic, but I'm still going to talk about because Half Life is the game that made me who I am. I mean, it was like I said, it was one of the first shooter games I played. It was the first real game I ever played, and it's really one of the first PC games I played. You don't know about the memes about Half Life 3, do you?
I mean, I've seen memes, but I figured they were all Gmod, remember?
No. So Half Life 2 Episode 2 ends up on a. So the original plan was After the release of Half-Life 2, they were going to release 3 smaller episodes. And it was all going to combine to the same length of Half-Life 2, which is like a 10-hour plus game,
Yeah.
depending on like how you play through it. And they made the first 2 episodes, and then they said, "Hey, we're going to release the Orange Box, which is going to have all the stuff we have on Half-Life 2, plus a new game called Portal, plus Team Fortress 2, which is a remake of the Team Fortress that was made for Half-Life."
Okay.
They never released episode 3. Oh, yeah, episode 3.
You know why?
Um, Rumors say that they didn't like the story, they didn't like the ending, and then just kept getting delayed and delayed, and so now it's a meme now. That Valve can't count to 3, as I'm sure you've seen.
Okay.
And then Half-Life 3 is like more. If you look on Reddit and look at like Half-Life 3 is probably one of the most popular ones on the gaming Reddit sites.
Okay.
Half-Life 3 is such a phenomenon that they've created, and I don't know if we're ever going to get, of course.
Well, if somebody else picks it up again, I feel like they.
And that's what I was going to show you. I have it pulled
Because
up.
I feel like if they were to pick it up, if I like were a part of it, I would definitely maybe upgrade it just a little
So
bit.
this is a clip. It's actually from Ravenholm, surprisingly, and it's a clip on the Source 2. So it has the new graphics.
Okay, so you see what I mean? That looks so much better.
Oh yeah, I mean, and Valve made Source 2 when they made Half-Life Alyx back in 2020, which was the.
Oh, pull that up real quick. Pull that back up. I'm listening to what you're saying, but go back to that one where the split screen. So you see what I mean? Darker setting. It
Yeah.
adds more of a
Yeah.
feel to it.
No, and I'm not arguing with you that, yeah, if they made a darker, it would add more ambiance and it would, make it 10 times scarier. Back when it was made, I mean, yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
But so, like you were saying about graphics and stuff, they do have a new Source engine called Source 2 that they made Half-Life Alyx on.
Okay.
And with today being the 20th anniversary, I would not be surprised if we get some type of announcement. I'm hopeful for a remake or
That would
remaster.
be nice to see.
I would love to have a remaster of this game. Not only that, I would actually be able to play it on my actual Xbox that doesn't have a disc. Because you can't buy this game anymore on the Xbox. You can probably still buy it on Steam.
Oh,
But
probably.
it was delisted from the Xbox because they delisted a whole bunch of games, which I find very dumb. But that's a whole
Is
topic
it
for another
for
video.
specific Xboxes or is it just for all? Remember, I have an Xbox too, but my brother has it.
Which one does he have?
I think we had a 360.
Yeah, 360.
Okay.
That's the disc I have. And the only reason I'm able to play it on my Xbox One is because I have the disc.
Okay.
Because up until a few weeks ago, I never even thought about trying it.
Sorry, I'm looking at your Lego figure, and I just now noticed that Sam's cape is like pointing straight up.
Yeah, I need to fix it. So any final thoughts on this game before we just kind of blabble?
I don't know what you try to go with that last.
I don't know what I was trying to go with the Halo.
Babble, I think is what you're trying to get at.
Maybe.
So far, if it came out like this year, I would have definitely played it. If I knew more about like where Gmod came from, I would have definitely played this.
Could you see yourself going now that you've kind of seen the Ravenholm chapter? Could you see yourself, buying it off of Steam? Because Half-Life always goes on sale.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the original Half-Life plus the expansions for like $3.
I could see myself going back and playing it.
Okay.
Because I do like playing Gmod, so at least I know where the characters come from. I would not mind playing this and giving it a try. I still feel like it needs a tune-up, but
and those mods,
I can wait till a tune-up or a mod or something.
Well, those mods that improve it.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're all mods. I can't get them on the Xbox, of course, but they're all PC mods that.
Yeah. You need to get a PC.
I do. But I probably won't be getting one until next year.
Yeah.
Just because Christmas is coming up and That costs money.
Get one like mine. Or if I can, or if you want, I can give you my old one. You just put the money towards fixing it up.
We'll talk about
All right.
it.
I need to clean it off first. I need to clean up the hard drive. Throw it into the river.
You know, is what I said. They're all mods that do improve the graphics and do make it a little bit more modernized. But like I said, I just can't get that on the Xbox. Otherwise, I would have. But okay, that's good. Good to know. And there is actually, if you do want to play a more modern version of the original Half-Life, there is something called Black Mesa, which is a faithful remaster of the game that uses.
I think I kind of remember seeing that on Steam.
Yeah.
I haven't looked in a while, to be honest. I like on my other channel, I have not played in like maybe one.
And you have like 5 videos that we've recorded.
I know I have like 5 videos we've already recorded, and I need to upload them.
And you haven't uploaded the.
I've uploaded the Minecraft one. It's just that remember we had to have that one audio issue. Like
I'm talking about the Drello mods that we were playing for Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I need to go back.
We need to finish that series too.
Yeah, but we're also doing this.
Yeah.
And I have late hours coming up next week.
I know.
We're in the holiday season.
You're in the session season.
Yes, but remember we're also in the holiday season.
Yeah.
Where everything's not going to give me much time.
Yeah, so we need to pre-record.
Plus, I got a wedding to plan for.
I know. In a year, you still have like.
Still a year, yeah.
You still have technically 11 months.
Technically 45 weeks.
Okay, 11 months sounds a little bit longer than 45
Oh, trust
weeks.
me, my mom has a calendar.
Oh my
counting down. She has a calendar counting down the days and weeks. She told me this morning while we were eating breakfast, 45 weeks. And I'm like, oh, the wedding. Like, I cannot escape this. There's no backing out. Trust me, I don't want to back out.
Okay, good.
I love her too much. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so we should probably pre-record all stuff.
For what?
For December. If you think we'll be that busy.
Well, I don't have session in December this year.
Okay.
I do have inauguration in January.
Ooh, I have an idea for inauguration. We should do on the Purge. Would you consider the Purge horror movie?
Yeah. It is more of a slasher, psychological horror, yeah.
We should do one of the Purge for inauguration.
I wouldn't mind that. Okay, so that brings up the topic I want to talk, as I mentioned earlier, about what happened last night. So we already did the Terrifier podcast, remember?
Yeah.
So we were having a date night with our other friends. We were doing a movie date night. And
Jack and Marina?
Yeah. Okay. I noticed that on their thing, they were watching Terrifier, and they were like not even halfway through. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Which one?
First one.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, you guys are watching Terrifier. And they're like, yeah, but we couldn't make it through.
Let me guess, the scene where they start.
I don't know where they left off. All I know is that Marina goes like, yeah, we left off because we couldn't handle it. I'm like, you serious? Because I've watched horror movies with Zach before. I figured he'd be able to handle. I'm not teasing you, Zach, but if you're watching this, like, come on, buddy.
But maybe Marina couldn't handle it, and he was trying to be.
If that's the case, then yeah, I can give it a pass.
And he just hasn't gone back and finished it yet.
I know Zach can handle horror. Maybe not her, because I don't know what her level of tolerance.
But, yeah, it could be that. I could see Zach doing that, though.
But like,
in your defense, Zach, yeah. I'm trying to defend you.
But just thinking like, I understand that some people can't handle certain horror, but it's funny when you find out that your friends that you've known for years can't do that.
But you've been finding out stuff that I can't handle.
That is true.
The past few months since you've started this.
Yeah, that is true.
I will say, I've watched a lot more horror this year than I have my entire life.
I'm not fazed by that. Because
you're not surprised
by
it.
Somebody who would watch horror like almost every week if I could.
You would watch a scary movie every single day if you could.
Oh yeah, I would. But here's the thing: I can't because Kaylee does not handle horror. You kidding me? I was watching. So last year, I don't remember. I think it was in November or October. I was watching The Nun, like the second one that came out, Nun 2.
Okay, I just watched the first Nun.
Okay, so I was watching the second one. I was watching TV and it was getting dark out, and Kayla's not home yet because she's getting off work. She comes home. It is pitch black in the house. You only see the screen, and it's bright. It's the nun.
Yeah.
And it was during one of the big scenes, and
Don't
she's like,
spoil it for me,
I'm not
because
gonna spoil.
okay.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. She's seeing that, and she's like, "Are you serious right now? You're watching a horror movie in the dark?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
When else are you supposed to watch it?
yeah." And that's exactly what I was trying to do. And I'm like, "You could sit down and watch it with me." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna get nightmares."
And so just for future reference, and I kind of mentioned this to you, I would really like to do the Conjuring series,
Yeah.
do an episode like every single one of those.
If we do those, I want to do Insidious.
Oh, we're going. I was thinking like we spend 1 year doing the Conjuring series, and then next year we do each like throughout the year we do an episode on
Okay.
Insidious. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
What is going? My phone has been going off
I need to show you
like
stuff because my
crazy.
mom's been texting me about.
Oh, the family group, my family's group chat is like going nuts right now.
Let me guess, counting down the minutes till your wedding.
No, so my family does a tradition for Thanksgiving. We start a new one where we wear funny shirts and
Hmm.
everybody's submitting their ideas.
Um, should we mention what we're going to be doing here soon? Possibly.
Well, last one you said
Well, I just want to see if you want to.
I'm up for it if you want, but if you don't want to, we don't have to.
It's up to you. If you want to mention it,
Did
mention
you
it.
place the order for the thing?
Um, my mom has a balloon archway. It looks like this, and we already have it.
Oh, well, if you want to set that up, then yeah, we could probably pull it off. But we need to get the clamps.
Yeah, but we may have clamps.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have time today to actually set up.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of the issue is the feet on that thing. Because it's not like a tripod leg, it's just the
What kind
bars.
of feet do we have? I can't remember. I may just
It's
honestly.
tripod legs. That's what I remember.
Okay, I may also just keep the one that we have because that one's also gold, and we kind of want a black one.
Yeah.
So we are. I'm hoping for the Shining episode that we're going to do.
So you keep
Which,
going, keep going. I'm
um,
gonna go off. I'm gonna piggyback off of your topic
so I think the Shining is going to be one of our last ones that we're going to record
for this year.
this year. It's one of the last ones. I don't know if it's the last one.
Well, I didn't know if are we doing a Christmas one or no.
We're doing Krampus.
Okay, do we want that coming out on Christmas?
I figure the Shining could come out between like Christmas and New Year.
Okay.
Because that is
then
like,
yeah, the Shining would definitely be our last one.
yeah. I just didn't know if we were going to do one for New Year because it was like New Year Evil or something like that. There's a whole movie that takes place on a train for New Year's. I don't know.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it's just called New Year, to tell you the truth. But I'm hoping once we get done, once we get to The Shining, we'll have a backdrop and we'll start actually recording ourselves and you can actually see our faces.
Well, we might. Well, depending on that, we might actually get this set up sooner.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just waiting for some Black Friday deals for some lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get the back, I don't want to start doing stuff until we get the lighting, though.
Yeah, the lighting is the
So-
one situation, but
Yeah,
if we
it
do
definitely
that,
won't be
I
the
say
next.
we definitely turn these off
Oh yeah,
and cover
yeah.
that over there.
What do you mean cover it?
The window.
Oh, the window. Oh,
You can get blackout curtains.
I was gonna look some uphill.
So another thing is, I already have cameras. I already got film lighting, and that's what I was gonna bring because I had those for my photography stuff and other for YouTube stuff.
Maybe we'll talk to my mom about
But-
taking some measurements for that.
Yeah, but yeah, we are getting close to that because we're
are.
starting off on audio because we just decided like, hey, let's just do this, and sure enough, this is where we are.
And we're having fun.
Oh yeah, why not? We're not drawing a big crowd as we hoped for, but we're
But it takes time.
it takes time.
And honestly, I don't
Dude.
care about the crowd. I'm just
Again, 2012 is 2024. I didn't hit 100 I'm at what 190 some odd subscribers on my main channel, and that was maybe after 10 years. Do you see how ridiculous the algorithm
Oh
is?
yeah, it's always ridiculous.
It's going to take us a long time.
But honestly, it's not even that doesn't amount to me. I'm saying here talking to.
You know what I think the reason why the algorithm sucks? It's because we're not in California.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say it favors California people
Um,
or city people.
but I'm here talking about horror movies with one of my best friends.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if we've actually ever mentioned it. You and I have known each other since kindergarten.
we mentioned this last video.
Did
We
we?
did. We did.
Okay. So
Yes.
looking at 20.
What are you doing?
What?
What was that face?
I don't know what face I made.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know.
It was like you just were like about to say something, and you start making the weirdest face.
Um, yeah, so we're going to do an episode on Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving, and then Krampus, Gremlins, and The Shining. So those are our four main ones, and possibly Amnesia the Bunko, if you ever find time to come over and
Yeah, if I
play.
ever have time to play that.
Um,
Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to watch a video on it, dude.
yeah, just watch Mark Bell's play
I
too.
might have to watch Mark Miller's playthrough.
I mean, it's like I said, it's only 4 hours, so it's not like.
Yeah, that's still insane. But
Well, yeah,
I can watch or listen to it
yeah,
while I'm
um,
driving to work.
yeah. So we are doing Gremlins. I forgot about that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that because
And then
if we get all this done
before Gremlins.
before Gremlins, you know where the Gremlins are gonna be, just hanging around.
So we should probably, I don't know, because Krampus we have. I kind of need to redo the schedule a little bit.
We might we might push back some things.
Oh, I'm not saying push back, but like Krampus I have at the beginning of December, then Gremlins for the middle, and The Shining at the end.
No, I think you need to do Gremlins before Krampus. Krampus.
That's why.
Or do you want Gremlins on Christmas?
That's what we talk about.
They're both Christmas-based movies.
I know.
And by the way, you remember how in the last video I said that Die Hard's not a Christmas movie? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mom posted on our
I know.
Facebook post saying Die
I
Hard
know.
is a Christmas movie. It is not a Christmas movie. No
I
matter
know.
how many people tell me it
I'm
is.
kind of surprised she didn't say anything to us when she was talking to us.
No, I'd rather do it on here. I'm just not. I will watch it. I'm just not the extreme fan to say like this is a Christmas movie. Like
No.
fuck, it's not.
No. Gremlins is even like, yeah, I consider Gremlins more of a Christmas movie, but that's like stretching it for me.
It's more Christmas based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more Christmas based, but like that's as low as I would go. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't even consider The Shining a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's not much of a Christmas movie.
I kind of consider that more like a New Year movie or like a winter.
Yeah.
But looking at 2025, we're going to start talking about FNAF, the video game.
Imagine if we just did a podcast on just talking about movies, random movies in general.
Honestly, if this does ever hit off and after your wedding, I think we should make a channel called Two Idiots Talk Movies, where we just talk about any movies we've
Dude, you know how many movies we could talk about?
Right? Right?
Like, I have like movies in the back of my mind playing, and like I really want to talk about these, but it's like no, horror based. Come on.
And I'm the same way. Like, I would love to talk Lord of the Rings with you. Like, that'd be a 5-hour episode of just us talking.
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, everything. If this channel takes off, like people, subscribe, share, anything to get this channel going.
I mean, then we could talk more about.
We could talk about more about like other movies, like Scooby Doo, any topics.
But no, honestly, that has crossed my mind multiple times. Two Idiots Talk Movies.
I know it's November, and I know some people. I hate it when this happens. So when it's Halloween, like you see Christmas shit. We're in November.
That's why I'm focusing on like Thanksgiving.
Yes,
movies.
I want to focus on Thanksgiving, but in the back of my mind, I got like Christmas movies playing in my head. Like I want to talk about this. I want to relive Christmas memories. No, back in the cage.
But no, like honestly, after your wedding, I would be totally down. And we'll have a lot more guest stars because Miranda will be coming on more, Kelly will be coming on more.
Yes.
But like honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that.
We definitely.
If that's something that you want to do, I'm fine with that.
So that's another thing. The mic cover, the mic box that goes over the
Yeah, I
mic.
have the same.
Okay, I don't know if we plan on getting that because when we have our next guest, it's got to go on this one.
And honestly, the next guest will probably be deciding if I can talk to your fiance into watching that with us.
I think she said she would.
Okay, I couldn't remember if she did or not.
Your dad also wants to be on the channel.
For The Exorcist, I went him on just because but like that's one of his favorite movies. And him and I, last time I went to go see The Exorcist was in 2020, the drive-in
If I can, I could probably convince my mom to join because
for The
she
Exorcist.
no for another movie. She introduced me to horror. She's the one who introduced me to a
I
lot of
remember you
horror.
talking about that news.
No, she doesn't do mainstream horror,
Right,
but she like 80s horror, so like The Fly.
gotcha.
So that was like that one or The Lost Boys or basically anything from the 80s horror based movies she introduced me to. She'd probably be down to talk to about those.
Oh yeah, yeah, no. Yeah. So we'll have a lot more guest appearances in 2025.
Hopefully.
If we can just get some of the background stuff worked out,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have an actual backdrop behind us, and of a cemetery, just because this is graveyard shift for 280 Star Cool.
Hmm.
We're also going to make a plaque with our logo that'll be in the background.
Yep.
And then I have a sign that I got that says we're talking horror movies in the back.
Hmm.
The only thing is, if we do the yellow channel, we need to find some type of different background for us.
For which one? Oh, for the
To
other.
2D Stock Horror or 2D Stock movies.
Yeah, we can figure out something.
Yeah.
Just means, hey, you know what that means? I gotta go do all of the graphics, all of the channel work, all of the other shit. I guess
Okay, but you're the graphic designer, so
that is
this is stuff
true.
that you
I
excel
am.
at.
Yeah, I am actually a legal graphic designer. I actually do a lot.
He works for the state for graphic design.
Hey, don't crap me out. Oh, did our mics die?
Think so.
I don't even know when it turned off. Uh, we'll have to go back and fix that.
Yeah.
But apparently our mics died for like a little bit. If there's anything else, I'd probably just say like, share, comment, and
Yours is still blinking.
yeah, you might need to charge these.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Our mics are dying, so adios, amigos.
This is the Graveyard Shift for 2 years Talk Horror. Good night, everyone. Happy anniversary, Half-Life 2.